Amara wiped her hands on her floral apron as the aroma of freshly cooked jollof rice filled her small but cozy kitchen. It was a Saturday afternoon, and as always, she balanced her time between caring for her 6-year-old son, Chidi, and grading homework from her pupils at Bright Future Primary School. Life as a single mother wasn't easy, but Amara was diligent, hardworking, and grateful for every blessing she had. At just 28, she had an elegance that turned heads without effort. Deep brown skin that glowed like polished mahogany, warm almond eyes, and a smile that could melt the coldest of hearts. But beyond her beauty was a woman of substance, a patient teacher, a nurturing mother, and a woman with dreams bigger than her circumstances. One sunny afternoon, Amara arrived at the grand cream-colored mansion in Lekki, where she tutored a young girl named Adaobi. Her father, Chike-Obi, was a successful business mogul with investments across Africa. Known for his intelligence and ruthlessness in the boardroom, Chike had built an empire from scratch. But behind the powerful facade was a devoted father raising his 8-year-old daughter alone after losing his wife 3 years ago. When Chike returned home unexpectedly one day, he was surprised to find Adaobi laughing joyously as Amara helped her to solve a tricky maths problem. For a man who had grown accustomed to cold professionalism in his business circles, the warmth in the living room was both unexpected and refreshing. "Good afternoon, sir," Amara greeted politely, rising to her feet. Chike, momentarily taken aback by her poise and beauty, cleared his throat. "Good afternoon. You must be Miss Amara. Adaobi has told me a lot about you." He couldn't stop himself from admiring how effortlessly graceful she was. And that smile, a smile that somehow softened the edges of his hardened heart. Over the next few weeks, Chike found himself lingering around the house during Amara's lessons. He was drawn to her kindness, the way she listened patiently to Adaobi, and her infectious laughter. It wasn't long before he found an excuse to ask her to dinner. "I want to thank you personally for the positive change I've seen in my daughter," he said. "Would you allow me to take you to dinner?" Amara hesitated. It had been years since she had been on a proper date, but there was something genuine in his eyes, a softness beneath the businessman exterior that made her heart skip a beat. Their first dinner was at a quiet, elegant rooftop restaurant overlooking the Lagos skyline. It felt like magic. They talked about everything: childhood memories, their struggles as single parents, dreams for their children. For the first time in a long time, Amara felt seen, not just as a mother or a teacher, but as a woman deserving of love. One date turned into several. Chike admired her resilience and humility. Amara, in turn, saw the tender, protective father behind the powerful businessman. Adaobi and Chidi became fast friends, filling their weekends with laughter and playdates. Love blossomed naturally between them, like a seed nourished by patience and care. One evening, as Amara and Chike walked along the beach, the sunset painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson, Chike stopped and took her hands in his. His heart pounded with certainty. "Amara," he began, his voice soft but firm. "You came into my life when I didn't even know my heart was capable of loving again. You have brought light into my home and into my soul. Will you marry me?" Tears welled up in Amara's eyes as she nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes, yes, I will." Their wedding was a beautiful celebration of love and family, held in a lush garden surrounded by people they cherished. Amara walked down the aisle in an elegant ivory gown, her smile radiant as she joined her life with Chike's. Together, they built a life filled with love, laughter, and purpose. Amara continued teaching, touching the lives of children, while being a devoted wife and mother. Chike found a new sense of peace and joy with the woman who taught him that love is not just found in grand gestures, but in everyday kindness and patience. The end.